So, on 22nd of June 1961, John F. Kennedy was the US President, and Elvis Presley, you must be knowing Elvis Presley, his hit song was top 10, top 5 in the UK charts. And the child was born on a particular day at 7 a.m. in a plantation in Muscatine. Can you guess who it was? To humble family, it was me, Vijayakumar. So I started my schooling career in a plantation school and moved on to go to St. Sylvester's Candy. Yes, because my father was working in a plantation. Then thereafter graduated in University of Pera Delhi in Bachelor of Arts. Then joined the plantation itself as the management training. So I stopped there up to now. That's the how I started my career. But during school days, it got to be you got to rather than studying. Say when I was brought up in this plantation background, then people, there's a lot of colonial mindset. People have been not treated properly, because they were actually the plantation people were brought from India to work as slaves in this country, and they were not given proper living conditions, as you know. So I have seen through that kind of life in my childhood. Also, because we had those people coming working as domestics, where my father was given a bungalow, so they come and work as domestics. So I was started building empathy from day one when they were small. How these people, they are not given proper, condition, living condition, but they come and work, they come and help me. So I grew with them in that kind of environment. So that empathy I was building with them up to now. So that's why I got into a career in human resource management. So that's how I had a lot of empathy with the people. So, but going back to my school days, I studied in a multi-ethnic school. Since it was a Tamil medium, Sinhala medium, English medium as well. So it was really good to get to know people from different background, people have different lifestyle, different tradition, culture, etc. So that will help you when you really grow up as a manager, as a leader, because you with your empathy you understand each other, how they've been brought up, in what culture they come from. You understand people. Not only for human resource management, understanding people is very important for any budding manager or a professional or a businessman or any career you're supposed to choose. Because ultimately, you work with whom? Not with machines, you work with people. Machines will support you. It's a tool. So, understanding people is number one. Having empathy on people. If you don't empathize, you become very selfish. When you become a dictator. When you become a dictator, you become a criminal. So, you got to choose whether you won't become a criminal or a professional. Isn't it? So, in my younger days, my father was just middle class. He was a factory officer in a plantation. So, we had a lot of difficulties. I remember I had only one shoe, which sometimes you see a lot of rain in the plantation. So, you have school in the morning and you get wet and you got to dry again, or you go and keep it close to your stove. There's no gas cookers at that time, you use firewood to, sort of heat up. So, but despite that, I never gave up in my achieving my goal. What is my goal? Your parents are supporting you. The parents are supporting you for everything. So what is your ultimate objective in life? Number one, first of all, your objective is study. Isn't it? And you have an objective. And when all other resources are given to you, sometimes we take it for granted when you have more resources. Yes or no? Sometimes we demand for more resources from your parents, but you know how much they are toiling to give you whatever you want to have in life, which they wouldn't have had in their life. So you got to realize that how much toiling, how much sacrifices they make, especially countries, Asian countries. After the first child or second child is born, the parents sacrifice a lot to bring up their kids. They don't go on holidays, they don't go on safari, they don't go on to go and see the world around, because they save money for the children's education. They save money for the future. They save money for the dowry, isn't it? Because our culture is such, the parents, they think they are really obligated to bring you up, maybe to give you up in marriage or to give you a good personal career. But sometimes we don't realize how much sacrifices they are making, and so you got to be responsible. Number one message I gave you, you got to have empathy on people, got to have empathy on everyone around you. Number two, you got to be responsible in achieving whatever objectives in life. You may be having career options, you may be having, you want to be a musician one day. But those days you look at, when we were brought up, the parents really press you. You got to be an engineer, you got to be a doctor, you got to be some other profession. But now the trend is changing. The parents are more free to talk to you with your career options. Even if you can be a musician, it's fine. Even if you can be a dancer, that's a profession. If you could be a singer, that's a profession, isn't it? But whatever field you choose, now the word comes to me. You must have passion, isn't it? What is passion? Can anybody tell me what this passion is all about? What is all about passion? Passion is desire. Yes, of course. If you don't have passion, you cannot succeed in whatever you do. Why? The passion drives you. Your inner drive comes from passion. Some people have passion in achieving to be a management professional. Some want to be a singer, as I told you earlier. Some want to be a digital artist. Some want to be a software engineer. So this passion, if you don't have that passion, what happens? You do it for sake of doing it, isn't it? You do something for sake of doing. Whose sake? Not your sake, somebody else's sake. It can be your career, it can be your marriage, it can be your whatever you want to achieve in life, isn't it? Because your mom tells you to get married to somebody. Sometimes they put pressure. This person has money, he is from a good background, he has a good job. Then you get married to that person. After about a week's time, after marriage, file divorce paper. Why? You don't have passion with the person. You know why photographers are asking for full payment nowadays? You know that, no? Why? Because after the marriage, they don't know from whom to ask the full payment because they are divorced. Isn't it? Why? Because they didn't have passion with each other. They didn't have passionately love with something, passionately to have a partner. So that passion comes to what? In your career option as well. So whatever happens, whatever sacrifices you make, if you have passion, it comes automatically from your inner drive. So you need to work hard on that. Isn't it? You need to work hard. So what I was talking again and reminding you is empathy, isn't it? As number 2, it is be responsible. Number 3 is what? Passion. Isn't it? So passion is very, very important. How many people here doing something without passion? Anybody? Huh? So I don't want to embarrass you further. You can go back home and decide, am I doing the right thing? See, I used to conduct lectures at CIPM and I asked this question, why are you doing this particular course? Sir, just good to have a qualification. Good to have a qualification? Why are you wasting your time? They just want a paper qualification. They are not come for learning. They are not come to add a value to their career. Just to have a paper qualification when they go for interview to show I have this qualification. Is it worth? It's not worth. You are not using it. That is show. Then just to have a paper qualification, if you go for the interview, then that person asks some question about a particular course. You study because you want to have a paper qualification, not to gain knowledge. Then, will you remember that? I'm not sure. I don't think you remember. But if you have passion in a particular subject, particular interest, what do? It comes automatically. So, whatever you do, you should have passion. So, coming back to my career again, so I started as a management training in the plantation itself, then went through the entire gamut of the plantation management. Is from starting from nursery, how to propagate a tea plant, including clearing the soil, making those beds, fertilizing. That is the proper way of doing things. If you are doing something, you should go to the grassroots level and learn. You got to be master. So mastery is the other one. You got to master in whatever you do. If you are not being a master, you know a little bit of that, a little bit of this, isn't it? It's like somebody else's song, isn't it? So you got to master in whatever you do. So an early example comes to you. If you have passion, mastering is very easy. Why? It comes to you just naturally. So whatever you do, you go to the extreme levels of in your particular interest area. Master that. So you should know everything about it. And mastery doesn't stop at completing a degree or completing a diploma or completing a master's or completing a doctorate. It never ends there. You got to keep on sharpening your So you whatever development taking place in that area, you read through it. Some people think, oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a PhD. Wow, I know everything. Wow. So then what do you get if you don't master? You have a false ego. Ego is the word, it kills you. Most great people, have you read about Jim Collins, a book, Good to Great? Isn't it? Jim Collins says in Good to Great book, when you go up in the ladder, you got to be more humble and simple. How many people have read about Mahatma Gandhi? How many people have seen the movie Mahatma Gandhi? How many people read about Nelson Mandela? How many people have seen the movie Invictus, sorry. Have you seen Invictus? I think problem nowadays is people who read. No, I mean not even reading, you can watch movies. There are lovely movies on great leaders. So great leaders are so humble. Why? They remove the hat of the ego. People say, I am the greatest. Who says? Muhammad Ali. Isn't it? Ultimately, what happened to Muhammad Ali? Unfortunately, he was suffering from Parkinson's. He is the greatest anyway. But great people won't call them, I am the greatest. Right? Then they wear the hat of the ego. So great people, who will call them great people? Not the person, the other people. So if you want to be great, you got to do great things. If you want to do great things, you got to be master. So mastery. So remove ego. Ego kills your friendship, your relationship. Ego brings many ill effects rather than benefits. Sometimes you will speak to friends. Let us speak first. Why should I? Then your relationship is broken forever. Sometimes good relationships. Human beings have great ego. It may be coming from your family. It can be coming from your friends, from your school. I'm a Harvard graduate. I must walk 2 feet above the floor. I am from this particular organization. I work for the best organization. I don't want to name the organization. I don't want to be, it is filmed, so I don't want to be controversial in saying things. But not to have ego. See, even you drive on the road, people ego. A smaller car, Indian car, takes over a BMW. The guy drives a BMW. Wow, how can he overtake me? And he go fast, and and overtakes the other car. How many people have seen that? Try to show them they overtakes you. You get really annoyed. Due to what? Is it? So, if you don't have ego, you will not have what? Even stress. Some people don't want to go and eat in a Tosikari. Oh, what do you think about me? I am a managing director of that particular company. My father owns this particular company. I am from this great school. Should I go to Tosikari? What will my friends think? So when you have more ego, you become more complicated and you have high stress. To manage the ego, you need to have high stress. So you bring down your stress level to be not to have ego. Isn't it? Not to have ego. So again, I going back to my career. So in the plantation, started working as management training, but from that time, I started to learn from everyone there. So because I didn't have ego, I learned from the worker how to prune the tea bushes, how to do the weeding, how to clean the factory area, how to sort of load the tea leaves to the bin. So everything I learned from the work. And they are very happy to teach because they are also motivated. Wow, somebody is asking from us, this person from the university, but see, he is coming asking the techniques. So they love to teach you. So when you remove the ego factor, people will love to help you and assist you. But if you go with an authority, hey man, come here, can you teach me this? Could he teach you? No. He will say something, but not with interest. Because you are demanding, you are not commanding respect. It is good. Commanding respect is good, not demanding respect is good. Commanding respect. So when you have ego, you demand respect because you have a complex. You feel inferior. So but when you don't have ego, you command respect because people respect you not for your position, not for your the dress what you have, not for what is the car you have, but for your human qualities. That's the respect people have for you. And you will be long remember. Recently I went to Hatton, which is a plantation, to show my daughter, to show where I worked. Then somebody, I went to the factory and then I was just walking around and somebody came running to me. Sir, can you remember? So you were learning this plantation management at that time. Can't you remember? My name is Vimala. Oh God. It has changed a lot. And he said, sir, can you remember? You started as a training, a cricket playground for us. And we all played cricket together. It touched me so much. Even I have forgotten about it. So when I was a trainee itself, I started a cricket ground with all my blessings from my boss. Now I remember that and how I got everyone to play cricket, irrespective of their levels. No hierarchy. I was the management trainee and they are all staff. I got the workers. We all mixed up. We all played cricket to inculcate teamwork. So that's where you should, you learn. So work is an university. You need not to go to university. You go to learn theories and techniques. But life, you have to learn from practical examples. So we spoke about many things. Just to summarize, I was talked about here, but just to recollect, what are the things I spoke to you? I spoke from empathy, discipline, responsibility, mastery, passion, and ego. Isn't it? Some more. Isn't it? So then I moved from the plantation. So plantation is a very hierarchical culture. Everybody call them. That is what we in Sri Lanka we call sir. Isn't it? Why? This particular sir language came from the plantation sector. Because the British, they came and started the mass, what they call it, bigger and mass plantation like tea, rubber and coconut, which are traditional crops. So Sri Lanka management has evolved from the British management. So that's how it was being managed. So not only the British, when the British left Sri Lanka, all the other local managers started using, and the culture is still existing. yeah, in many organizations. But if you go to modern organizations, like the apparel sector, the BPOs, the culture is now, culture is evading, and we are, the new culture is coming up, that everybody is equal. They respect, not for the position, for the individual. But in Sri Lanka, it's very common. Now, if you go to another country, if a lecturer comes, you don't call sir, you call him Mr. George, or you call first name. But some people like in our country are not still very comfortable. Yeah. To call, if somebody call you, if you are a big shot, hi Ken, how are you? It's fine. Somebody not very long. 2 years back, I met a university professor. Okay. Then we had this CAPM, we had this award judgment, really judge. So I was coordinator of this, this award panel. So there was this professor was invited to serve in the panel, and I called him Mr. A. I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to say public. Mention the name. Hey, don't call me Mr. I'm a professor. What is it? Ego. I was so shocked. He being university professor, his ego is so very high. I was so shocked. He shake the hands with. So if we see doing to a caliber of people who are professionals, I don't know how we keep the students. It's so shocking. So people are so much weak. So ego comes through this hierarchical culture, isn't it? But forget about the hierarchy. Do what is right. Isn't it? You are not in the military. Military, the hierarchy is important. Why the military hierarchy is important? Because they deal with dangerous but weapons. So then they got to respect somebody to take orders. They are driven by orders. But corporate sector is not driven by orders. It's managed by policies, procedures, and concepts. Yes. Okay. So we were talking about ego, isn't it? Then hierarchy, and now we go to values. In Sri Lanka, the values systems are deteriorated very much. Values is the number one for any institute, family, country. So these values you need to learn from your, where are you starting learning your values? From your parents. That is the foundation. You got to have values. When you break the value system, you become criminal. Because once you do that, you are get caught. Second thing, you are more comfortable in doing it. Third thing, you are very, very comfortable in doing it. And now see, nobody is bad when they are born. So okay, we'll come back to personality. How individual personality is built? Personality is a function of the environment. So your personality is built on how your parents' behavior, your school, your friends, where you work, after marriage maybe your wife, then whom you associate very close to. Now see, if you take example, two twins are born. One is brought up in a slum area. The other is brought up in maybe in America or maybe in a more advanced country. When both they meet together, how do they behave? So different, isn't it? Now, have you seen people who are adopted by the foreigners? Okay, the child is adopted by the foreigner. Then you would have seen now on TV and the news when she returns to looking for her actual mother. So mother is waiting to see the daughter is waiting to see the mother. So the daughter comes, hey mom, but the mom is shocked. She was expecting somebody they come and talk to them, but she is more flamboyant, different interests. So why? She belongs to the same family. Why personality is different? Because she has been brought up in different environment. I think you study, if you're able to study organizational behavior, individual behavior. In management you have own, it's called, so you study these personalities, how personalities have been built. Because when everybody is born, they are born very good as a child. But and so we feel very pity for the people who are born in slum areas. Because all of us are here, accident of birth. All of us are here because of accident of birth. Because we are lucky enough to be born to good parenthood, who are able to support us, guide us in good education, support us, teach us good manners and habits. So we are in this kind of position. Just imagine that somebody from a slum area, from the time they are born and brought up, they are seen, drug peddling, speaking in filth, seeing neighbors are being murdered, family quarrels, fights. So, as a child, the child learns what? The child has an opportunity to learn some good things? No. Because from the time the child is born, the child is exposed to the social evil things. So, whom should we blame? Parenthood? Or it's an accident of birth because they did that. So, there again, the society teaching values. So that's where the religious inputs. I'm not talking about Sri Lanka, but you need that. Somebody to guide them. Maybe those swamp areas you must have temple and place must be preaching them good habits, but these things not happen. That is why politicians should get involved to develop those people. But what is currently happening is the other way. You take advantage of the situation. You know there is target segment who can deal with drugs, can do business, and people are not educated. They can, take advantage of the situation. So rather than changing them, we are going to take the advantage of the situation. Alright? So as responsible citizens, as responsible upcoming leaders, you got to have values. You should not indulge into wrong things. Even your friends say this is good, you got to decide for yourself. A lot of good people have gone into bad habits because somebody is being influenced by it. So you got to have your core values. What is your core values? Example, what are your core values? Honest to yourself, being honest. Isn't it? No harm to other people. Isn't it? Your integrity. People should see you are you all effort. Nobody is perfect. Everybody, every one of us, we commit sins. But we could learn from it. Isn't it? So how many times you would have murdered our grandmothers when you went to school? Isn't it? Because today almsgiving, funeral, and we have reasons. Those are very innocent, some very innocent lies. But some people, that innocent lies will become a bad value for them when they grow up. Isn't it? So you got to have your core values. If your value system is strong, you will never go wrong. All of you should have a good value system. Because, because of the bad values, you can be a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire. You can earn money through various means. However, within a short time, you will lose everything. I always believe whatever you earn through your hard work, it remains with you. We have seen many examples. People earn money through illegal means. But we have seen in our society, maybe friends, relations, neighbors, but they will suffer from some other ailment. Maybe the children are sick, they die young, they are not very happy. And if you earn money, then they are too much of wealth, then they know how to protect it. Then they don't sleep in the night. Isn't it? So have very strong value system for your happy life, because that is now currently people are speaking about spirituality in management. That's a more modern theory. How people to be more spiritual. When you are more spiritual, you will not have greedy. Isn't it? When you are so greedy for your materialistic values, I want this dress, I want that car, that never ends. Because this world is so materialistic and people produce more materialistic things. XR, XS, new cars. So we want to grab those. But where are you going to grab? So whatever you have, you got to be satisfied. That will lead to more happiness in life rather than chasing behind too much of materialism. So you chase because you don't have a strong core values. It all depends on what you have and what you want to achieve in life. If you want to achieve, but achieve those three through good means. Otherwise, those are very temporary. Okay. So I'll come back to the challenges I faced in life. So I started working in the JDB, it's called Janata Estates Development Board. It is, those days, all these plantations are managed by two organizations, Sri Lanka Plantation, SLSPC Corporation, the other one is the Janata Estates Development Board. So soon after my management training career, I moved as an administrative assistant. While I was doing that, my brother fell ill. To see, he has a kidney failure. So we got to take him for a surgery. So I had to collect funds because at that time in 1991, Sri Lanka, there is no kidney transplant is done. So I got to go to India, especially in Apollo Hospital, it's in Chennai. So That time it should cost about 500,000 Sri Lankan rupees. In 90s, 500,000 is like about 5 to 10 million now. There is inflation. So you got to raise funds. You have that kind of money. So at that time, no FB to open a fundraiser, is it? So you got to speak to people, maybe you put a paper advertisement, but I was able to raise the funds. Now it's a matter of I'm looking for a kidney. At that time, there are no donors. Difficult to find. It has to match the blood group. So then I had to give my own kidney to my brother. Okay, so that's a lot of people, my friends said, oh, you have a lot of years to live. Why are you donating? It's my brother, it's my decision. So I died in 1991, now it's 2019, I'm still strong, it's no problem. So, but my brother passed away after 1 year. He had some other complications. He was really not being very careful because he was very young at the time. He was 20-year-old kid like you are. So they don't understand how to be careful. They can't go in the dust. They have to take medicine on time. There are a lot of restrictions. So, but that's life. So you got to move, isn't it? So life is full of challenges. Today you are here now. Tomorrow you can face another challenge. So you got to have the will and the skill to face any challenges. But if you are, a lot of people are very stressed. If you have a problem, they are very stressed. They are very, they will get depressed. Thank God, I don't know, my personality is such, I never got depressed. You always looking forward to some new things in life. Okay, well, the pastor is, what can I do? So, you got to live on, you got to move on in life. So you look for challenges. Then I was, then thereafter I was working for a plantation company. Then I was registered for MBA, then one of the first batches, the BA started in 1995. So I was transferred to Hatton. Then I told, I went with the CEO and I said, I'm transferred to Hatton. I can't come for classes, you give me a vehicle or give me some transport. What MBA before you just going one way? So they don't believe in training at that time, not like nowadays. Now people are being trained, the company some companies sponsoring for people to do higher studies. So I said, okay, fine. I said, okay, let me put my papers. Thank you very much. You don't support my education, then how do you support my career development? At that time I was an executive. So I started thinking something, me and two of my friends got together, started producing these management videos. We had intention, but at that time we had a lot of copyright issues. When you produce a CEO, people copy, unlike nowadays you have YouTube and you just upload it and you, now on the views you earn dollars. In those days it was not like that. So then I said, okay, I need money now to live. Then yes, I made a bold move. I opened a small milk bar in Mount Lavinia. So where I closed my school because we had a house there. So I got this agency for Kotmale, ice cream and milk packets. Started selling with some shorties. So I did, it's a challenge. Also to learn business. So while I was doing that, I was earning the living, not very comfortable, since we had a house, no rent needed to pay. Then, then I joined the apparel industry as an HR person with my plantation, people management skills, my empathy. That was MBS. then moved on the career, worked hard, learned finer, what do you call the concepts, principles in human resource management, rose up the career ladder, then ended up in being a assistant vice president, human resources in several companies, working for MAs, from MAs moved to John Keels to Brandix to WNS, the BPO, as head of HR, from there to Delmage as the director, human resources, from Delmage moved to Budo Asia, medical human resources in Malaysia, because that's everyone should have an old experience. So I took the challenge. So if you looking for comfort zones, you can't succeed in life. Don't look for comfort zones. Whatever an opportunity thrown by somebody to you, you grab the opportunity. Sometimes you may be even travel overseas, sometimes you may lose from your comfort zone. But when you take more challenges, what happens? You will succeed. So while I was working and I joined CIPM, it's called IPM earlier, Chartered Institute of Personal Management, and as not even a member, I started working on the projects, voluntary projects like organizing seminars, CSR projects. Then after a while I became a member, then now currently I'm also the honorary secretary in the council. So, but this takes a lot of your private time. So you need to, so if I said sacrificing and making use of opportunities. Somebody throws an opportunity at you, you have to grab it. Because that opportunity may bring you lots of fortune. Rather than refusing, oh, this is very difficult. How can I do? I'm doing a job now. How can I be a president in another organization? How can I do something different? That is what you are into the comfort zone. So try to always move away from comfort zone if you want to be successful in life. Isn't it? When you become more successful and more whatever you want to achieve in life, then you will be more active. Because a lot of people get sick, depressed, they are away from the society. Isn't it? So, but if you want to be active and if you want to get involved in the society, you got to be with the society. You have to be actively involved. Then when my contract was over in Malaysia, it was a 4-year contract. I came back and I was not looking for a job. I just started with my own training and consultancy. Then this water city, they offered me as their direct HR. Then I thought, okay, it's a government organization. It's managed by UB. I thought, okay. A lot of people said, why are you joining a government with all this experience in the private sector, you are a renowned HR person, why are you joining a government sector? I thought, oh fine. Let me try my, one is to try something different, highly unionized environment, working with bureaucracy. The other one is to do something for your country. At least at one given time, you got to be responsible. The country, you're born, do something for the country. So now I'm still there. It's quite interesting. Maybe we are one of very few government entity we are making lots of profits and it's managed very professionally by set of professionals. How many people have been to water station? They've been to weddings. Do you feel it's a government organization? Yes. So you see how things are being managed. So wherever, that's grabbing the opportunity and try out new things always. Then you never retire. You do always, you are in the limelight, do something new and help other people as possible and increase your networking skills. Not only FB is one of the social media, a lot of people network, and I do that. Not only FB, Twitter, LinkedIn, because you got to sharpen your IT skills, because it's going to be now currently the era they call digital disruption, isn't it? You heard about this. Now the most abused word now is a disruption, isn't it? Everybody says digital disrupt. Why? What is disruption means? What? You terminate how we will be doing things and doing things totally different using what? Technology, IT. That's called disruption. You disrupt whatever you have been doing and do something different to get more advantage. Then we speak about augmented reality and IoT, Internet of Things. So you got to sharpen your skills in your IT. I'm sure at your age, you're all millennials or Gen Y. We are from the baby boomers or the generation X, whatever. So you got to do this. Keep on doing it. So sharpen your skills. Don't think I know everything. If somebody says that person knows everything, he is the biggest fool. Because every day you learn. You can learn from a janitor, you can learn from an office assistant. That's why I said I got earlier example of ego. You can learn from a tricycle driver, you can learn from a bus conductor or bus driver. Learning never stops. It continues from womb to tomb. Isn't it? From womb to tomb. Till you child, learning. So we spoke about many things today. I wish to conclude the session. So we spoke about empathy. We spoke about discipline. We spoke about mastery. We spoke about passion. We spoke about ego. Main points. We spoke about respecting values. We spoke about sharpening your skills. So that's it from me for the day.